clearly see it on him. And he wasn't like that at the beginning. He didn't have those demons on him at the beginning. It was more, you can see his eyes changed. So anyways,
You got the alkaline ice.
okay, so we start, all right? Shalom, shalom.
Shalom.
All right? We are the Hebrew Israelites here to prophesy the downfall of this wicked kingdom, to speak about the upliftment of Yahweh Shai, which is the only begotten Son of the Heavenly Father, Yahweh. First and foremost, I'm going to face the east. All praises, glory, and honor
To Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahweh Shai, Ba'ashem, B'chakudash.
the blood to the apostles and elders, great millstone. Salutations, much love and respect to God came out there pushing this word out in truth and sincerity. All right? And, you know, brothers have to be vigilant in these times. All right, because there's a lot of things happening, you know, a lot of agents, you know, people that are, you know, that have negative intentions towards the brothers, you know, and it's been like that. It's been like that even going back to the time of Yahweh Shai. You know, the apostles were in constant danger, you know, because of the environment and how they were being demonized. You know what I'm saying? So we're in the time now to be circumspect. Right? Scriptures speak about being circumspect and looking around. Right? Go ahead.
This is the book of Ephesians 5 and verse 15. See then that ye walk circumspectly, not as fools, but as wise, redeeming the time because the days are evil.
Right. Circumspect means to look around, meaning you're checking everything out. You know, you're checking everything out. You're just not walking into things blindly. You know, and that's how you should live. You shouldn't live in a way of being blind. You know, you do things, you should look at what you're doing, what's the benefit of what you're doing, what, you know, where can it lead? Is this going to go the way that I want it to go? Right. You want to, everything, you should live like that. You should move like that, you know, especially in this time, man. You want to make sure that, you know, you check your surroundings, man. Don't be walking and your head in the phone. We're not in the time for that, man. You know? Brothers had knives pulled on them or whatever, and the brother got stabbed up and all that, man. Okay? But Yahweh Ba'ashem, Yahweh Shai was with him. Okay? But that was a wake-up call to the rest of the brotherhood to be on high alert. Go ahead.
Yeah. I have the definition of the word circumspect in Google. It says wary and unwilling to take risks.
Right. Well, that's why the elder told that guy, don't come. Right? There's one guy from a camp, some outskirt camp. We don't even deal with affiliates no more. There's some outskirt camp. We don't know if he's real. All right? And you know, he wants to come to the camp. The elder told him don't come, and then he comes to the camp. That's a red flag right there. The elder gave you an order not to come, and you come. That's disrespectful. Right. But then we're supposed to embrace you with open arms. You're clearly out of order, man. You know? You want to say something? Okay, go on. Go ahead.
It says similar words, cautious, on one's guard.
And the elder was cautious, and we're in the same mind state right now. Okay? Caution. Okay? Watching things, you know. If someone comes up, you gotta keep our eyes on them now. You don't know what their intentions are. You know, you see a car parked in front of your house, you gotta see what's that car about, man. You gotta look at that. Who's in that car, man? You know? I keep seeing this, I've seen this car before. Has F plates on it. You know? Go ahead.
It says alert, attentive, vigilant, observant.
Right. Sit on that.
Okay, that's all.
Something else? Okay, go ahead, Zabak.
It says here, Proverbs 27 and 12, a prudent man foreseeth the evil and hideth himself, but the simple pass it on and are punished.
Right, the prudent man foreseeth the evil, meaning he sees it before it comes, man. Okay? Because he's looking at it, man. Just like these prophecies, this is part of foreseeing the evil, man. Things that are coming, tying into prophecy. All right, so we know what's getting ready to come before the average person knows what's ready to come. All right, because they're not really watching. They're in la la land. You understand what I'm saying? Go ahead.
Let's sit on that.
Yeah, let's sit on that. Go ahead.
This is the book of Ecclesiasticus 5 and verse 15.
Like Jake doesn't understand the seed. Most of them Jakes don't understand that they're being prepared for a slaughter right now. Scripture says, my people have been prepared for as a sheep to the slaughter. Right? You're about to see that in full HD real soon, right?
That's right.
Okay? Go ahead.
This is the book of Ecclesiasticus 5 and verse 15. Be not ignorant of anything in a great matter or a small.
Right, you just gotta watch everything, man. Your eyes have to be open, and you have to watch everything, man. All right? Whether it be a small thing or a great thing. Okay? So that's what we do, man. We're constantly watching, we're constantly reporting the news, reporting things that happen, right? Which people might think is a light thing, but there's this could lead to something, right? So this is why we report on it. You know?
That's our job of a watchman. You know, the scriptures say that we are watchmen over the nation of Israel. So every little thing that we see, we have to report it. You know, we filter it out to the scriptures and say, oh, this is this is that. We see this lead to this. You know? A watchman's job is very important, man. They're the one that's in the front, basically in the front lines to warn the people, yo, there's an enemy coming. You know, when the enemy's coming, you know, they're supposed to warn the rest by what? Blowing the trumpet. You know, and then what? The people get ready. You know?
Sometimes it's nothing.
Yeah.
Right? Sometimes they say, what's that? You know, you see the car coming, nah, it looks suspicious. You know, blow it. But no, it was nothing. It was just, you know, a merchant or whatever, you know? But he was still doing his job because he was being cautious, man. All right? So sometimes it's not. Sometimes God bring out things and certain things may not lead to them things right away, but it doesn't matter because, you know, eventually it can lead to something, right? It may not be for this time, but right now, but it's coming. You see what I'm saying? How do we know these things that we talk about are coming? Because it's in a prophecy, man. And also the Holy Spirit reveals certain things unto us, man. Is it on that? Good.
Sirach 6 and 7. If thou wouldest get a friend, prove him first, and be not hasty to credit him. For some man is a friend for his
you got to prove people now more than ever, man. Right? To make sure that there's not agents, man. Okay? Because there's agents amongst the body, man. Okay? No matter of fact, you spy your liberty, you'll be that. Okay? So we have to be even more prudent when it comes to that, man. So don't think you're just going to come and get in the camp or next month. It's not going to work like that at all. You're going to be searched out, all right? And the things that you know that we find that's undesirable for the camp, you know, you're not coming to the camp. I'm not letting you in the camp like that, man. That's how it goes, man. You know what I'm saying? Go ahead.
For some man is a friend for his own occasion, and will not abide in the day of thy trouble. And there is a friend who, being turned to enmity and strife, will discover thy reproach. Again, some friend is a companion at the table and will not continue in the day of thy affliction.
Right. Well, you know, you got people that have ulterior motives, right? Okay. The scriptures speak about how the wicked man have many trains. So he can come acting like the best brother there is. You know, the most diligent. You can act like it. You know. Yo, yeah, you know, every time you talk, I was just burning some incense and studying. Every time you talk to me, it was just studying.
With the book.
Yeah, that's right. What makes me feel embarrassed, like, I get to do more, you know? But the whole time he's an agent, right? The whole time he's an agent. You know, you're around the way, you put your head down, and I keep doing it, keep doing what you're doing, you know? The whole time you're like, damn, I need to do better, right? But the whole time he's been active, man. That's how it goes. They're not gonna send an agent that's not active in it. Like when you watch Johnny Brasco,
That's lawful agent.
Man, they actually start to embody that role. They actually start to start to love the people that they're, you know what I mean? They actually get into it. You know what I'm saying? So when they come into this, they're gonna be into it. You know, into the Hebrew. You know? You know? Yeah, when you look up that word, that's Shemayim. That means, you know what I'm saying? That's Itazarium. Yes, Khan. Yes. I looked it up and I looked up the etymology. Yes.
It's understudies.
Huh?
Well, it was his understudies that looked for.
Yeah. What'd you say?
No, it's understudies. You know, like when they have a case, you know, they have partners and whatever. The partner, you know, probably looked it up and gave it to him.
No, he looked it up. The partner's not concerned with that. He looked it up himself. He's into it, man. He's into this thing, man.
Yes.
Okay? Yeah. What?
Sirach 12 and 16. An enemy speaketh sweetly with his lips, but in his heart he imagined how to throw thee into a pit.
Right, because so flattery, man, we're not moved by flattery, man. Okay? Because that's deceitful. You know? That's it.
Like he will weep with his eyes, but if he find opportunity, he will not be satisfied with blood.
Yeah.
If adversity come upon thee, thou shalt find him there first, and though he pretend to help thee, he shall undermine thee.
That's right.
He will shake his head and clap his hand and whisper much and change his countenance.
Right, so you have agents around. It's like Judas Iscariot was an agent. You know? You know, that's why you want to turn to the wicked scribes and Pharisees to get paid to give up your house. You understand? You know, so he was ultimately an agent, man. Right? Coming to what? To spy. You got that? You know? And then after that, look at the word spy. If you have the blue letter here, look at the word spy as well. What?
This is the book of Galatians, chapter 2, and verse 4.
Where's the microphone?
It says, Galatians chapter
charge 1 then from now on.
Galatians chapter 2 and verse 4.
Because it says, is it connected? If that guy is in the home and the boat comes down, it's individual mics. That guy. Okay, so let's use one. Go ahead.
Galatians chapter 2 and verse 4. And that because of false brethren, unawares brought in, who came in privily to spy out our liberty that we have in Hamashiach Yahushua.
Yeah, they came privately, man. You know, so if you come in privately, it means you're coming, you know, covert, man. You know, you're not coming and saying what you're all about, man. You're trying to play that role. You're trying to camouflage, man. All right, blend in. You know, go ahead.
That they might bring us into bondage. The word spy out in the blue letter.
Bondage unto who? Unto the authorities.
Right.
Okay, so ultimately, you know, you got people, agent provocateurs, man. Agent provocateurs, what? Someone who's set up to do something, man. Matter of fact, look at the word agent provocateur, man. Right? In order to get the group blamed. You know? You found the word spy out?
Yep. Greek, it says kataskopeo. It says to inspect, view closely, in order to spy out and plot against.
View closely, so they're watching everything, man. They're watching, you eat at this time, this, that, and that.
Yeah. Your pattern, yeah.
They're watching the patterns, man. They're watching everything that you're doing, man. Oh, he watches this show, he watches that. You know what I'm saying? They're always doing this and that. But you know what? The thing is, when they watch us closely, they have nothing on us, man.
Right. Oh, yeah.
You know, when they watch us closely, they really have nothing on us, man, that they can use to demonize, man.
It's like they didn't have nothing on your Yahushua. They have to bring false accusations.
Yeah, that's right. They had nothing on your house shot, so they have to go with false accusations as well. You know what I'm saying? What?
That was it.
Yeah.
That was it.
Okay, so go ahead.
And Luke 6 and Luke 6 and 5, and he said unto them, the Son of Man is the Lord also of the Sabbath. Okay, cool. So like it says here, Luke 6 and 6, and it came to pass also on another Sabbath that he entered into the synagogue and taught, and there was a man whose right hand was withered, and the scribes and Pharisees watched him, whether he would heal him on the Sabbath day, that they might find an accusation.
They were spying out. They were looking at him closely, seeing what he would do in different situations, watching everything. Right?
And the scribes and Pharisees watched him, whether he would.
That's why the scriptures say strain at a gnat. They're looking at everything, man. Right? You got these dudes that are watching Great Millstone and looking for every reason to make it a video. You know? Elder told the dude, don't come to the camp. We came to the camp, it was weird. You shutting up the kingdom of heaven. You guys are, listen, man, you guys are stringing at gnats because you're hurt. You know, you got kicked out for whatever reason, for some wickedness that you were doing, some madness that you did. And now you're every chance you get, you're trying to find something to rebuke on. What?
Yeah, it says here, and there was a man whose right hand was withered, and the scribes and Pharisees watched him whether he would heal on the Sabbath day, that they might find an accusation against him.
They're not even concerned with the miracle that's happening. They're concerned as this is doing that miracle on the Sabbath. Yeah. It's the Sabbath!
How dare you?
So Jake is unreasonable. Right? So when Jake gets what they get, that's good for them. They deserve that. What?
Yeah, but he knew their thoughts and said unto the man which had the withered hand, rise up and stand forth in the midst. And he arose and stood forth. Then said Yahushua unto them, I will ask you one thing. Is it lawful on the Sabbath day to do good or to do evil? To save life or to destroy it? And looking around about them all, he said unto the man, stretch forth thy hand, and he did so, and his hand was restored whole as the other.
They were using that to blame him, right?
Yeah, and they were filled with madness and communed one with another what they might do to Yahushua.
Right. That's it. And they commune one to another. Meaning they were like, how can we get this guy caught up? So you don't think Esau is doing that? He doesn't have these meetings where they're discussing these things like this, man. They got their private meetings, man. You know, where they're plotting the best way, you know, how they can infiltrate and eventually blame. That's why I told the brother to look up Agent Provocateur. Look that up. A little bit more on that?
No, that's it on that.
Okay, good.
This is the word agent provocateur in the regular Google. It says a person who induces others to be violent or commit an illegal act in order to incriminate them or discredit a cause.
Well, that's it. So you got people that's amongst these camps that are set up to do something to influence violence. Once you got ready these camps, the leaders are agents, walking around, marching like a military group, fire the camps. No, like Esau's not worried about that, man. Esau can't wait to use his guns. What's wrong with you? That's exciting. Yeah. Okay? You know, Esau will probably take a picture of you guys and start using it as the targets. You know? They got their 5-year-old, 6-year-old daughters doing that. Okay? So you're not moving Esau with that. So that makes me to believe that these guys are agents. You know? All that military style nonsense that you do. This is a sport. Pepper spray. Run, brother, run. You know? Listen, man. Okay? It's foolishness, man. You know? And that can be used as a term to blame too. Because they'll say, oh, they're like a military, you know? But terrorists. But this is a spiritual army, man. We don't need to do all of that. When did Yahushua do that? When did Yahushua have them? We're gonna do a march. We're gonna do a military formation. Yahushua never did that, man. Why didn't he do that? Because that's not what it was about, man. It was a spiritual thing, man. Okay.
Even when those, was it John and James, the sons of thunder? You know, when they're going to call thunder, to call fire from heaven. Y'all try to approve that. They kind of, made a joke about it. You know, come down, you sons of thunder, because they understood that was the time. You know, when he came on the seat to do just preach the word, and that was it. Just like you're right now, just here to preach the word, and that's our power. That's how we combat. That's how we combat Esau. You know, with his tactics, man. By staying within the scriptures, that's it, man. You know, we know we don't have strength with the sword. Esau, he excels in that. That's his strength.
That's right.
Why would we go in his domain and fight him? Well, here it is. Our weapon is this here, man.
That's right.
He can't fight. He can't fight spiritually. Yeah, he doesn't know what to do spiritually. Man. You know what I'm saying? He doesn't know what to do spiritually. He'll drown. You know, just like you deal with a guy, he's a UFC fighter, but all he knows how to do is strike. You know. And then when the guy, he's like a professional wrestler in jiu-jitsu, you know, a black belt, he's going to destroy that guy once he comes to the ground. Yeah. There's nothing he can do, man. Okay? Right? So that's Esau with the spiritual aspect. He can't do it. He doesn't know what to do, man.
That's right.
Okay? He doesn't know what to do. That's it. Go ahead.
It says here in Titus, and it's like in Jude 1 and 4, For there are certain men who crept in unawares, who were before of old ordained to this condemnation, ungodly men, turning the grace of our power into lasciviousness, and denying the only Lord power, and our Lord Yahushua HaMashiach. And I will therefore put you in remembrance, though you once knew this, how that the Lord, having saved the people out of the land
sit
of
around and
Egypt,
wait for the prince?
afterwards destroyed them that believe not. So yes, so again, there's people that come into this truth not knowing what this is really about. So they go about pushing forth their own doctrine, their own philosophies, and lead people astray. And that's a condemnation on them, because that puts blood on their hands. You see, there's one way, there's one truth. You see, which is Yahweh Shai. So they come in trying to push their own philosophies. You see, which will lead them to death ultimately, and them that follow after them as well.
When the scriptures tell us to abstain from all of those reasons. You know, so these guys doing these things with marching, and, you know, inciting certain things to promote to violence. That's not abstaining from appearance of evil. You know, that's another proof to show that, yo, these are not men of the Lord, man. You know, because they're not doing what men of the Lord are going to do. Live a blameless lifestyle, man, and not give more fuel unto the devil for him to accuse us, man. You know?
Okay, this is the book of John 18 and 36. Yahushua answered, my kingdom is not of this world. If my kingdom were of this world, then will my servants fight, that I should not be delivered to the Jews, but now is my kingdom not from hence. Right, so, you know, like the Lord said, his kingdom is not from this world, so it really is not the time to fight carnally, you know? Try to gather swords and try to put up a military to fight Esau. It's not the proper time.
Go ahead, bro. Bring it up. Oh, you got some? Okay, go ahead. Okay, go ahead, Chicago.
Matthew 26 and 52. Then said Yahushua unto him, put up again thy sword into its place. For all they that take the sword shall perish with the sword. Thinkest thou that I cannot now pray to my Father, and he shall presently give me more than 12 legions of angels?
Right, so if Yahushua wanted to, he could have took down the Roman Empire back then. Right? But it wasn't that time. Right? It's like now we're not in the time of that military mindset, you know? We're in the time of the spiritual mindset, getting ready with our power, right? All right? So that what we can be delivered from the times to come. That's what it is. All right? It's not about, it's really, you're not going to be able to fight Esau currently anyway. So it's a waste of time going that route. Okay? Scripture said it was given unto him a great sword. What are you going to do with the great sword? Like you need when the flood comes, spiritual intervention. Give me that where it speaks about you know, standard. Okay, that was it on that?
Yeah. But if I may add too, that's why in Psalm 18, King David said, for they were too strong. Too strong for them.
That's right.
You know? So that sword was given to Esau Edom, you know, so he excels in that aspect of things. Yeah. So there's nobody that can come up against him, right?
Right.
That's right. He also lives by that.
Yeah.
If he lives by that, he's going to fall by that. That's right. We're not supposed to live by the sword. We're supposed to live through the spirit of Yahweh.
He said, I do not trust in my bow.
Yeah.
Right? You're not supposed to trust in the bow, right?
Yeah. Right? They put their whole confidence in their Glock 19, you know, they have their AKs. While Esau, he has weapons you never heard of. You know, and here he's going to fight in this territory. That's very stupid, very foolish, man. You know?
This is Psalm 44 and 6. For I will not trust in my bow, neither shall my sword save me.
That's it. Right? Because that's why the Lord always said, you know, it's not it's too much people. Cut it down. Wow. Cut it down. Cut it down. So we can show it's not about the people. It's about him being with you. Right? And, bro, the Lord can put any perception, he can put anything in these people's mind anyway.
Oh yeah.
Remember with the Assyrian army now?
Yeah, they looked out.
Right? They heard these chariots coming. Nothing was there. You know, it was just the sounds that was there that was putting them in fear. You know?
Put a spirit of terror upon the heathen that was around Jacob and his family after Levi and Simeon killed off their secrets.
So the Lord is the one who controls this thing. Right? So your best bet is to get right with the Lord, right with Yahweh Bahashim, Yahweh Shai. That was it on that? Okay. This is the book of First Maccabees. Before you get that, read yours.
Alright, in the book of Zephaniah 3:8, the Lord said, "Therefore wait ye upon me, said the Lord, until the day I rise up to the prey."
Yeah, so you have to wait on the Lord, man. Okay? Doing all that, what can you do with that? Let's say if Esau said, you know what, we're going to fight fire with fire. You guys out there marching. But Esau says he's going to bring a little militia group. They say, I'm going to get him down, you know? And then you guys get hit up. What the hell are you going to do? Alright? See? So yeah, the scriptures say that we're sheep in the midst of wolves.
That's right.
Right? Sheep don't do that. You know? Pastor always said that. Sheep don't do that. Sheep don't do this, sheep don't do that. Okay? No?
Furthermore, it's the Lord's glory to take down our enemies. You know, the scriptures say, you know, in Jeremiah, I think the 30th chapter, how that, you know, Esau's too strong for us. So it takes for Yahweh Shai to come and defeat him. So if you try to go and defeat Esau yourself, that's you taking from the Lord's glory. You know, because like the brother, you know, multiple prophecy states how that is the Lord that's going to come and destroy Esau. You got to wait upon him to rise to the prey. So by you taking up arms and doing this military form of, you know, to combat the devil, you're not doing the right thing, man. You know, you're trying to gain glory for yourself. Well, you actually have to wait for the Lord.
Sure. You know? That's right. And the thing is, and that's why, because we're not in the time of intimidation and all that. Yeah, that's going to be in the kingdom. We're going to meditate terror. But right now, it's just a thing of, you know, we're supposed to be in a spiritual mindset. You know, Scripture says to be harmless as a dove, wise as a serpent. Okay? So you're supposed to be all in that, you know, that intimidation. That's why we don't go from church to church to harass people. You don't go to church to church. You're not supposed to be doing that. When did Yahweh Shai go around and follow the wicked scribes and Pharisees? To the Palestine bait. You know, with the disciples there, you know, they had the 8
It's holding up.
yeah. You know, you're playing with the spiritual power. Like, you know? Caiaphas for the window. What want ye? What want ye? What have I to do with you? Come on. Come hither. You know? I can make an example of it. You know? Y'all wish I didn't do that. Then they would have something to say this. He's threatened to be, he's in my palace, you know? But they didn't have nothing, they couldn't say nothing about that, right? Because that's not what he would do.
That's right.
He can load it, right? You know? Even when they tried to put him to death, he didn't say, okay, let me open up the ground now. You know, no, he said, let me get out of there, you know? He's dipping God's out. You understand?
2 Corinthians 10 and 3.
It says in the book of Peter, though when he was reviled, you know, when he was being accused, he gave everything to Yahweh Bashem Yahweh Shai. Give everything in the hands of the Most High Yahweh. You know?
He reviled not again. Right? So even when they were talking that, you know, that shit, you know, he wasn't really, like the Yahweh Shai rebuked them.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? But he wasn't giving them necessarily you know, he wasn't coming in an aggressive way towards you. In other words, you know what I'm saying? You know, so to speak. I'm not saying he was coming rough in the sense that he was confident, he was rebuking it, you know. But revile, I think revile is like speaking. Matter of fact, look at the word revile. Look at the word revile in the blue letter. Right? Let's find a precept. Huh? No, that particular precept, you violate not again. Right? You got the precept, you got the precept. And the definition? Okay, go ahead.
This is 1 Peter 2 and 23. Who when he was reviled not again.
We'll read up a bit.
Okay? This is the book of 1 Peter 2 and verse 21. For even unto were ye called because Hamashiach also suffered for us, leaving us an example that ye should follow his steps, who did no sin, neither was God found in his mouth. But when he was reviled not again. When he suffered, he threatened not.
He didn't say, I'm going to destroy you, motherfucker. He didn't say that. But that is true, though. When that time comes, he's coming back to destroy you.
That's right. Yes, right.
But
Yeah.
he didn't, he wasn't threatening them, you know?
Yeah.
Okay, wait till I get my hands on these pirates. Wait till I get my hands on these scribes. I'm going to read your point. Huh? Threatening me? You know?
He only said, you shall see the Son of Man coming.
Yeah, exactly right. He didn't mention it. He didn't mention it in detail. Whatever.
Okay, it says here, but committed himself to him that judges righteously, which is the Most High Yahweh. So he put all his trust in the one that judges righteously, Yahweh. That's right, because his judgments are perfect.
That's right.
See what I'm saying? What?
Yep. So this is the word revile.
Yep.
In the blue letter, it says in the Greek, Loya de Rio, it says to reproach, rail at, revile, heap abuse upon.
Yeah. Don't talk beer shit. You know what I'm saying? I was trying to say what you had to say, got to the point. Especially when he was about to be given up. You know, when he was getting ready to be crucified, man, they were talking crucified. You know what I'm saying? They were going in. I was trying to stood there as a lamb. He didn't come back. Start bringing up the sins that he knows about. Yeah, so what about when you committed that adultery? Remember that? What? Where's the proof? You know? Silence him, you know? He could have did all of that. He could have won it, man. He could have, you know? He could have won it. He could have went out with a bang, man. He went out like a sheep, though. Because he still could have got crucified or whatever, but he could have hit them with some, you know, cut them up. He said, no, forget about it. At the time of cutting up, I already did that. Now it's time for me to be delivered up, man. You know? He understood the time, man.
He understood the time.
You know?
There's a time for every season.
Yeah.
And that's the thing with a lot of you jakes, you don't understand the time. You know what I'm saying? You don't even know what time you're in now. You guys are still playing around, man. Okay? We're not the time to be getting land and traveling to wake up people in New Guinea. Nah, man. We're supposed to push the word. I mean, if you want to dress up to you, but this is not what this is about. We're at the end of the end right now. We're at the end of the end. See what I'm saying? That's not the energy you're supposed to have.
I just wanted to add with you how that he's being revived and revived not shows you that he was in the spirit, man. You know, he wasn't in the flesh, because look at it this way, all these people talking shit, naturally in the flesh, you wouldn't want to talk back. You know, it kind of like, save your skin in a sense, you know? Because when people are talking shit, man, you're going to want to say something back. You know, it shows you that he had that self-control, that he was completely submitted to Yahweh's will, man. You know, that's why he was the only vessel to fulfill that role, man. Because, hey, he calls me, bro. I'm saying it. Oh, yeah. You know, if it was any of us, we'd be on one more time back and, bring up some power, man. That's why he was the designated spirit to fulfill that.
At least show them, the chain, the disintegrating chain, bring it back. See what I can do? Oh, my God. Should we do this? You know what I mean? Like, it's mess with them. Yahushua didn't even do that. Because you know what? His internal strength, his spirit was so strong. See, he was the only one who could do it. Without sin. The scripture speaks about a man that's able to control his spirit and better than a man that can take a sin. So that's your self-control, the way you're able to control yourself, that shows your strength. That shows your true strength, inner strength.
But once he did it, like when they came over to talk to him, his voice.
He did that. Yeah, he did that. But that wasn't before the multitude. That was before the little soldiers. You know what I'm saying? How much more could he have done? You know, and he did that because they were trying to get the disciples. Man. He's like, nah, it's not for that. He didn't do it just to show up. You know what I'm saying? He can't get the disciples. You understand what I'm saying? Go ahead.
This is Isaiah 53 and verse 7. He was oppressed and he was afflicted, yet he opened not his mouth. He is brought as a lamb to the slaughter, and as a sheep before her shearers is dumb, so he openeth not his mouth.
Right? He openeth not his mouth, man. Okay? You understand? So he just took it, man. He just took it, man. He didn't revile back, man. You know what I'm saying? So you guys are not coming in the spirit of Yahweh, man. Right? You guys are not willing to do that. Right? You guys out there doing all kind of that. I mean, you make it easy for Esau to make a parody out of you, man. That's what you guys do. You guys are really making a mockery out of you. You know? Yeah, ISUPK. That's like a cock parody cat. You worship the nigga god. That's a top parody cat. It's a top parody cat. You can't take them serious, man. You know? And they're set up for that reason. That's why when that juice came out, you know, what was General Yohana telling you to take it, man? You know? Yeah. We were telling you not to take it. We're saying don't take that, man. Okay? Alright? Don't trust this devil. Alright? What he got to offer you, man. Alright? Because if he's willing to tell them that, what is he going to say when it comes to the microchip? When they start to implement that? He's going to tell, hey, if they tell him to do it in order to get that money, he's probably going to tell them to take that too. Okay? Go ahead, man. Okay, go ahead, Shquite. That's up? Okay, go ahead, Shquite.
1 Thessalonians 5, and I'll start at 17. Pray without ceasing. In everything give thanks to the Most High. For this is the will of the Most High in Hamashiach, Yahweh Shai, concerning you.
Right.
So whether good, whether bad. Just as Yahweh Shai understood that he had to go through the crucifixion. He understood that he had to go through that thing to receive glory, not only for himself, but also for us. You see, so whatever he received, thank Yahweh Ba'ashim Shai, because his thoughts is higher than our thoughts.
Yeah, that's it, man. What's the Most High's will? What are you going to do? Right. You know, that's why he said, rather not thy will be done, not my will be done, but thy will. That's it. You understand? You can pray for the thing, but if it's the Most High's will that you go through, you're going to go through it. Yeah. Understand?
Pray rather that you overcome.
That's it. Go ahead. Okay. You got more on that? That's it. Okay. You got some on that?
Hebrews 12 and verse 2, looking unto Yahweh Shai, the author and finisher of our faith, who for the joy that was set before him endured the cross, despising the shame, and is set down at the right hand of the throne of Yahweh.
That's it. So he came in a particular spirit to deal with what he had to do. You know what I'm saying? That's when the joy came after that. All right? Joy didn't come while he was it didn't come from him being carnal. It came from him being spiritual and basically submit himself to the will of the Most High. You know, it shows humility, man. Right? That's what it is, man. All right? Go ahead.
For consider him that endures such contradiction of sinners against himself, lest he be wearied and faint in your minds.
That's it. That's it. Right? So yeah, you got to consider Yahweh Shai's walking, what he got to do, you know, and how he dealt with it, man. You know? And didn't even sin when he dealt with it, man. On top of it. We were still sinning, even though, you know, we're still, the elect is justified by Yahweh Shai, but you're sinning right now. Okay? Yahweh Shai didn't even sin, man, he went through all that, man. You know how hard that is, man? Go ahead, man.
Romans 5 and verse 6.
When it's hard to go a day without sinning. Go ahead.
Romans 5 and verse 6. For when we were yet without strength, in due time, Hamashiach Yahweh Shai died for the ungodly. For scarcely for a righteous man will one die. Yet peradventure for good men, some would even dare to die. But the Most High commendeth his love toward us, and that while we were yet sinners, Hamashiach died for us.
So anyway, so the point is that, man, you guys are not in the right spirit. And the spirit that you guys are in, that's going to lead these Israelites, you know, in a bad situation with Esau when that time comes. Oh, we ain't no carrots. We'll see how much no carrots you are, man. Okay? Esau rolls up on you. Esau's going to be rolling in a very cool spirit. Give me 2 Ezra 16th chapter.
It's Revelation 12 and 12. Therefore rejoice, ye heavens, and ye that dwell in them. Woe to the inhabitants of the earth and of the sea, for the devil is come down unto you, having great wrath, because he knows that he has but a short time.
Right. And then what's coming down to a great wrath because he knows he has a short time. Meaning what? He's going to be coming down harsh. Right? That's coming real soon, right? He said everything is being set up right now. You know that? Okay, go ahead.
This is 2 Ezra 16, and verse 68. It says, "For behold, the burning wrath of a great multitude is kindled over you, and they..." It says, I'm reading that again, 2 Ezra 16 and verse 68. "For behold, the burning wrath of a great multitude is kindled over you, and they shall take away certain of you, and feed you, being idle with things offered unto idols. And they that consent unto them shall be had in derision, and in reproach, and trodden under foot. And there shall..."
So if you consent unto Esau, it's not going to go good for you. Right? No matter what they tell you. Go ahead.
It says, "For there shall be in every place and in the next cities a great insurrection upon those that fear the Lord. They shall be like madmen, sparing none, but still spoiling and destroying those that fear the Lord."
That's it. That's it. All right? So ultimately, man, hey, they're going to be like madmen sparing. No, what is that? They're going to be in a crazy spirit. All right? So you can see what Esau is all about when that time comes. All right? There's going to be a lot of death. A lot of death, man. It's not going to be playing with you, man. There's going to be no resistance. You know, I got rights. I know my right. Ain't going to be none of that talk, bro. Yeah, I know out there. Bop. You're like, bop, bop. You know? Oh, you killed my mother. You want to die? Yeah, sure. You know? That's what it's going to be. And it's going to be without any, they're not going to have to go through court. They're not going to have to, right? Well, Trump just signed something for them where they can just do whatever. And these police are already crazed already as it is with the power that they've got. You know, you got a lot of corrupt, super corrupt cops out there, right? Right? So imagine when they hear that there's not going to be any consequence for their actions. Well, they love to do that. They love to work for us. Okay? Now, stop the car. Right? You can be nice to them, you know? Some of them just have demons on them, you know? Oh, yeah, I'm just trying to go here, officer. Get out the car. You heard what I said. I'm not going to tell you. You know, they're in that spirit.
Yeah, that's right.
Because they just want to be over that spirit. Especially when it comes to children. So wait till if he's giving them that carte blanche, wait to see how they're going to be acting. Wait to see. And them cops out here in Montreal, they wish they had that. Okay? But there's going to be a time where that's going to happen out here too.
Oh, yeah.
Okay?
He wants to give them military gadgets too. So I'm saying they're gonna have new weapons and no restrictions. Hey, they're gonna be shooting Jake in the back just like they're doing right now.
It's not going to be no court case. No. Doesn't matter what the reason was. They're going to be able to do what they want. And these Edomites are so stupid. They think that's just only going to it's going to affect the black and Latino community. That's going to come to you too. There's Edomites that get beat up by the cops all the time. Okay, get oppressed and get fucked up by the cops. So that's going to also trickle down to them as well.
That is evil against himself.
Yeah, but they're cheering it on because they're thinking about Jake getting them. It's going to come to you too, dumbass. What do you think, man?
Yeah, because in Isaiah 19, you know, the Lord did say he's going to come set Egyptian against Egyptian. Yeah. So Edomites against Edomites, that will happen. That's what it said.
Some of them just don't care. It's not even about that. They just on power trip. You know? So wait till you man. Hey, man, it's going to get bad, man. It's going to get real bad for you, man. And that goes into Jacob's trouble, man. It's a time that has never been. You understand? It's a time that has never been. Matter of fact, give me Jeremiah 30:5. Everybody, Jeremiah 30:5. Right? What you got?
Okay, this is Revelation 12. And verse 17 it says, "And the dragon was wroth with the woman and went to make war with the remnant of her seed, which keep the commandments of the Most High and have the testimony of Yahweh Shai Mashiach."
Right, that's the elect. Because really through all of this, you know, the main target is the elect. That's the main target, right? But they're going to sweep up a lot of people in the midst of that. A lot of these jakes in the midst of that. Okay? Because how bad does it have to be for them to come against the elect? All right? And just like that, right? Because the elect, we're not doing it. You know? We're just reading according to the scriptures.
Yeah.
So there has to be no more rights, pretty much. To say, you know what? Now we can do what we want. See what I'm saying? And that's gonna be based upon certain events, certain what do you call it, black swan events. All right, that's gonna allow them to do that, to have that power. Okay. Read that.
Jeremiah 30 and 5. For thus said the Lord Yahweh Hashem Yahushai, we have heard a voice of trembling, of fear, and not of peace. Ask ye now, and see whether a man doth travail with child. Wherefore do I see every man with his hands on his loins, as a woman in travail? All faces are turned into paleness. Alas, for that day is great, so that none is like
All
it.
faces are turned into paradise. Edomites are going to be in fear too. Right? Although it's Jacob's trouble, these Edomites are going to be in fear too. Right?
It is even the time of Jacob's trouble, but he shall be saved out of it.
That's right. It's the time of Jacob's trouble, but the elect will be saved out of it. Right? The elect is going to be delivered. You know? See? See on that? Right?
In the book of 1 Peter 4:7.
See, but that's by spiritual means. That's not by just, it's not by carnal, it's not by guns and all that. Right? Well, a brother may be in a situation, he may have to use a weapon or whatever, but that's not how you're being delivered. You're being delivered through Yahweh Hashem Yahushua. Okay? And that brother, that thing happened to him, he was delivered by Yahweh Hashem Yahushua. If that was just a regular individual, he would be dead most of it. See what I'm saying? Okay? And I've been in situations where Yahweh Hashem Yahushua delivered me. So there's a lot of things where, hey, there's a lot of aspects that happen to lead up to the things that happen. There's a lot of things that happen before that. Like the final destination. You see, you set them up. There's a new one out, by the way, or coming out. Whatever happened, they dodge death and different things set up that they die in a particular way. Well, that represents the angels, huh? Because the angels set these things up where people get put to death. Or they set it up where the people live. Right? There's people who've been shot in the head and survived it. And there's people who've been shot in the foot and died. Okay? It's not about how fast you run into the hospital. It's about who the Lord wants to live and die. That's like it says, the issues of death belong to Yahweh Hashem Yahushua. That's right. He controls both sides. Right? He controls life and death. Right? So, that's why I say, if you're spiritual, you understand that, and you understand who's really going to be protected in that time. And it's not the gun and the knife or the way you could fight, which is good to know those things, right? It's something you should know, because the Lord may use those things to deliver you in that time. Every brother should know some type of combat, some type of MMA, boxing. You got the brothers doing the BJJ, you know what I'm saying? Whatever, man. I keep stay sharp my boxing every week. But there's still more I gotta do, you know what I mean? Get more into the BJJ and all that, man. Life hits Jake, don't want to pay the money. But it's worth it, man.
An investment.
It's worth it, huh?
It's an investment.
It's an investment in yourself, man.
In the book of 1 Peter 4:17, for the time is come that judgment must begin in the house of the Most High. And if first begin at us, what shall the end be to them that obey not the gospel of the Most High?
Right? Yeah, judgment's going to start. The elect has nothing to it.
Because we were talking about, it's for sure that Esau is going to show his terror unto Jacob and everything, Israel. But at the end of the day, he's going to go and pursue his own kind. You know what I mean? And that's going to be the judgment of Yahweh Hashem Yahushua. Nobody's going to be safe in Jacob's trouble except for the elect.
That's right. That's true, because the scriptures say that the angel encamped around him that fear the Lord. Okay? The angel encamped around them that fear the Lord. Right? And that's constantly, man. So they speak about guardian angels now, where the angels are guarding the elect. Right? So there's nothing that these people can do against us. That's something hard.
Yeah, this is Psalms 91 in verse 10. It says, there shall no evil befall thee, neither shall any plague come nigh thy dwelling. For he shall give his angels charge over thee, to keep thee in all thy ways. They shall bear thee up in their hands, lest thou dash thy foot against the stone.
Right, because all the hell that's getting ready to break loose. So when all kind of chaos around, he's going to tell the angels to protect them, protect this person, this person, this person. Right? Peace of mind, protect them. You understand what I'm saying? That's what the angels are going to do. So in the midst of chaos, there's going to be miracles. Right? Right? Because it's going to have to happen. In order to deliver the elect. Did you read about the Saturday elect in the flood?
Like it says in Ezekiel, it says, set a mark upon them that sign, that cry for the abomination that be done in the midst. That's the elect. And that mark is it's a mark of exemption from the judgment coming.
Sure.
That's right. So they're going to be protected. That's right.
This is Isaiah 59 in verse 19. So shall they fear the name of the Lord from the west, and his glory from the rising of the sun. When the enemy shall come in like a flood, the Spirit of the Lord shall lift up a standard against him. So when the enemy comes in like a flood, which is Esau, Edom, comes down with his troops, the army, the police, trying to persecute the elect, the Lord's what is going to lift up that standard. It's like we always say, just like the Lord's going to intensify the left-hand side, the right-hand side of the Lord has to be intensified too.
Yeah.
That's the only way that we can combat Esau, man. It's through spiritual intervention. Okay, because Esau is too strong for us. You know? With all his gadgets, all his guns, all these weapons that he has, there's nothing that we can do. The only thing that we can do is pray to the Lord that he protects us, man. And it will happen for the elect.
Facial recognition.
Yeah.
So, you know what he's saying. It's only increasing. You got AI now. Robots, right? Humanoid robots. Okay? You know, you got all these different things. And you know, he's a man of the sword. So he's using those things for the sword as well. Everything that he has, he transforms it for the sword.
Yeah.
You think it's just to be a maid. Yeah, no, he wants to use it for the sword too. Yeah. Okay?
I can be weaponized.
How can you weaponize it, man? You know? Super soldiers. You know? So you think you're gonna defeat somebody like that? Right.
This is the book of Isaiah.
This devil's so cold with it, he's sucking all the natural resources out of all these nations to build these things. You know? The other nations can't even use their own resources. He's dealing with the resources. He's absorbing the resources so he can build all these different things. Right? Listen to my boy John Perkins, man. Go ahead, man.
The book of Ezekiel, chapter 21 and verse 9. Son of man, prophesy and say, thus saith Yahweh B'Hashem Yahushai, say, a sword is sharpened and also furbished. It is sharpened to make a sword slaughtered. It is furbished that it may glitter. Should we then make mirth? It contemneth the rod of my son as every tree. And he hath given it to be furbished that it may be handled.
So you Jakes are in a mirth spirit. Jakes are doing TikTok challenges, all kind of shit. You know, Jake is not, their mind is not in the right mindset. They're not in the right mindset. They're not thinking about what's getting ready to come right now. Right? And it's right around the corner too. So when it comes, you're going to be caught off guard, man. See, but the prophets, we see what's going on. We see what's coming. So when it comes back, okay, it's that time. You understand? Go ahead.
It says, and he hath
Just
given
like the C-19, when the C-19 caught these Jakes off guard, man. So one day you were chilling, the next day you had to wear a mask. So I don't know what to do, man. Or the content Jakes I used to learn from, like older Jakes that, teach me about consciousness, different things, so-called, you know? Yeah, like, man, they come from wolves, and they're bugged out, you know what I'm saying? Yeah, not even, like Sarnetta type shit, black consciousness, so to speak. Doing them debates and shit, he was doing that. I seen him, and he was all nervous in the store, gloves on, and the mask. You good? Just think about this. This is what,
this is what the black consciousness is about. Right? So, but I wasn't worried about it. I was happy in that time. Why? Because we understood that these things were coming. Right? We understood there was events that were going to lead to the world changing. You know?
Right. Verse 11, and he hath given it to be furbished, that it may be handled. This sword is sharpened, and it is furbished, and given to the hand of the slayer.
Right? Who's the slayer? Esau Edom. Right? He was a murderer from the beginning. Right? With a bold not in the truth. Right? That's the Edomites, man. Okay? So they're getting ready to use that sword, man. What you mean, man? You think these executive orders are being passed through, man? You Jakes are gonna have a rude awakening, man. The things that we've been telling you, hey man, you're gonna see it come to fruition, man. Right? Go ahead, bro. Sit on that? Okay.
This is Revelation 12 and verse 12. It says, rejoice, therefore rejoice in heavens, and ye that dwell in them. Woe to the inhabitants of the earth and of the sea, for the devil is come down unto you, having great wrath, because you know that he hath but a short time. So Esau's going to come having a great wrath. Because what? He knows that he has a short time. And we know one of the plans that Esau has, he plans of 2030 of bring this NWO. 2030 is 75 years. That's like right around the corner. You know? And
Revelation 6 and 4, man.
And we know in the spirit that the Lord, we know in the spirit that the Lord is going to speed things up, man. You know, of course, you know, there's an idea that Esau, you know, he wants to fulfill that in 2030, but don't be surprised if it happens next year, or within a few months. You know, because what? The Lord works with the element of surprise. You know, although it's Esau's plans, but what? Those plans came from the Lord. So, you know, it's going to have to be an event that takes place where all people are going to get caught like a thief in the night, man. As scripture say. You know, just like the brother said with the C-19. Right? One day, hey, it's regular, you go to work, regular routine, and then all of a sudden the next day everything switches. So that's what's going to happen. And even Klaus Schwab, he said that be ready for, you know,
Angry world.
huh?
Angry world?
No, like an event that's worse than
cyber.
yeah. You know, so hey, these things are going to happen, man. And that's just part of Esau's wrath.
That's right, that's right.
You know, him basically throwing that Hail Mary to keep this throne.
That's right.
That's right. Revelation 6.
Revelation 6 and 4. And there went out another horse that was red, and power was given to him that sat thereon to take peace from the earth, and that they should kill one another, and there was given unto him a great sword.
So he's all about death. You know? They should kill one another. Now he hasn't even reached the height of that. The height of that was in the Roman Empire. The height of that is about to be in this.
That's right.
Right? Killing one another. It's about to be deadly out here. Death is about to be a normal thing. There's going to be a time you're going to come into the cities, you're going to smell death. Okay? You don't know what the death smells like, you're going to smell it in the city. Right? That's how bad it's going to get, man.
That's right.
You know,
That's
the
right.
Lord is not playing, man. You know, the Lord is getting ready to issue out major judgments, man. Alright? Go ahead, bro.
2 Corinthians 10 and 3. For though we walk in the flesh, we do not war after the flesh. For the weapons of our warfare are not carnal, but mighty through the Most High, to the pulling down of strongholds.
Right. So we're not looking for the bow and arrow to say we don't trust in those things, you know? Weaponry, the fighting skills. At the end of the day, it's all Yahweh Bahashim, Yahweh Shai. You know? Go ahead.
Casting down imaginations and every high thing that exalted itself against the knowledge of the Most High, and bringing into captivity every thought to the obedience of Hamashiach.
In the book of Matthew 24 and 22, International Version, if those days have not been cut short, no one will survive.
So start at 21.
At 21 times. In the book of Matthew 24 and 21. And 21, he reads, for then there will be a great distress, unequal from the beginning of the world until now, and never be equal again.
Can't find it?
No. Because I don't have a good
Okay, well, what is it? What is this?
if those days would be shorted, no one could be saved. Matthew 24 and 22.
Okay, this is the book of St. Matthew 24. From verse 22, it reads here, and except those days should be short, there should no flesh be saved, but for the elect's sake, those days shall be short.
Right, it's going to have to be short, right? How crazy is about it? It has to be short. Go ahead.
Ezekiel 7 and verse 5, thus said the Lord Yahweh B'Hashem Yahushai, and evil, and only evil, behold, is come. The end is come, it watches for thee, behold, it is come.
Yeah, that's what's coming. But evil, man. For what? For the purpose of judgment. Right? But that's why Esau was created. He was created for this time. Right? To rule for this time. So what? So that the evil can come about. Right? You think they were here to rule forever? No, you're here to rule for now, so that what? The judgment of the Lord can come. Okay?
The same, yep. That's why the Lord said about Pharaoh, for this same purpose even have I raised thee up.
Right.
So I can, show my power in you.
So we can show his power. So imagine how his power is going to be shown now with all this technology. It's about to be serious, man.
Verse 7, the morning is
The Hebrew Israelites. The Hebrew Israelites.
C'est qui?
Les Israélites de la Bible. Tu connais la Bible? Tu connais pas la Bible?
Ça c'est Jésus avec les
Ça c'est quoi Jésus?
C'est qui?
Ça c'est un imposteur. Tu sais là, un imposteur. Un imposteur.
Ah,
Ça c'est pas la vraie image de Jésus. Jésus il est comme le même couleur comme moi et toi et lui, tu vois? Il est un homme soi-disant noir. Ok? So, ça c'est la vérité.
ça c'est la vérité, le Dieu.
Que ça c'est pas. Tu vois cette image ici? Ça c'est la vraie image.
Ça c'est le Dieu.
Ça c'est comment il est écrit dans Daniel, le 10e chapitre, dans Révélation 1 et 13 jusqu'à 15. Il est décrit comme ça, pas comme ça. Okay? Avec les, ça décrit ses pieds, son peau. Read it, man. Okay? On va lire pour toi.
Ça c'est notre Dieu, c'est ça?
Ça c'est le Fils de Dieu.
Ok.
Okay? Et même Dieu, il a la même image. Il est décrit dans Daniel le 7 chapitre.
Ouais, le livre d'Apocalypse 1 et verset 13, et au milieu des 7 chandeliers, quelqu'un semblable au Fils de l'homme, celui que l'on appelle Jésus-Christ.
Ouais.
C'est ici. Au milieu des 7 chandeliers, quelqu'un semblable au Fils de l'homme, vêtu d'un vêtement descendant jusqu'aux pieds, ayant la poitrine ceinte d'une ceinture d'or.
Right. So on va regarder les descriptions. Okay? Go ahead.
Sa tête et ses cheveux étaient blancs comme la laine.
Blanc comme la laine. La couleur blanc et la texture de la laine. La laine c'est quoi? La laine c'est comme ça. Tu vois le sheep. Tu vois? Ouais.
Aussi blanc,
Ça c'est les cheveux des soi-disant noirs. Okay? Ouais.
aussi blanc que la neige, et ses yeux étaient comme une flamme de feu. Et ses pieds semblables à du beau cuivre.
Mais non.
Notre hiver est là.
Ok, vas-y. Ouais. Read that part.
Et ses pieds semblables à du beau cuivre, comme s'il brûlait dans une fournaise, et sa voix comme le bruit de beaucoup d'eau.
So that's it. So then when it went into the skin color after that. So anyways, let's go ahead. Where we at?
Back to Ezekiel 7 and verse 7, the morning is come unto thee, O thou that dwellest in the land. The time is come, the day of trouble is near, and not the sounding again of the mountains. Now will I say,
Same for women.
it says, the day of trouble is near, and not the sounding again of the mountains.
Right, that's it. Right, so that's it. So at the end of the day, read that one more time.
Okay? Ezekiel 7 and verse 6, and end is come, the end is come, it watches for thee, behold, it is come. The morning is come unto thee, O thou that dwellest in the land. The time is come, the day of trouble is near, and not the sounding again of the mountains. Now will I surely pour out my fury upon thee, and accomplish mine anger upon thee, and I will judge thee according to thy ways, and will recompense thee for all thine abominations.
See, one thing you have to understand is that the Lord is getting ready to pour out his anger, you know, in this time. The Lord is getting ready to pour out his anger. All right? I was looking at maybe, let's see if it's an angel. No, that's angelic.
It says here in Psalm 73 and 17, until I went into the sanctuary of the Most High, then understood I their end. Surely thou didst set them in slippery places. Thou castest them down into destruction. How are they brought into desolation? As in a moment, they are utterly consumed with terrors.
That's right.
So again, they're going to be ultimately destroyed. Even if in their hearts, they have an intention to continue their enterprise. But just when they're about to fulfill it, the Lord is going to come and cast them down. So ultimately, even if in their mind they want to push their wicked society forever, the Lord is going to come and establish righteousness and cast them down from the rulers.
That's right.
Yeah, well, you know, how can Esau rule forever? Look at the rate of how he's destroying the earth and everything in it. Right? Can you imagine if he continued to rule for another 100 years, man, this place would be done, man. Right? And he would be done. He would destroy himself. And look at the rate of how things are declining. Man. Everything is in decline. You know? I seen an earthworm today. I said, oh my goodness, an earthworm. Yo, I ain't seen one of these like it's a national treasure. Huh? I don't see them. I barely see them. I rarely see them. I used to see them all the time.
All the time, man. Especially when it's raining. They used to come out. So
yeah, okay, I'm sure you've seen them, but I'm saying it's not the same rate as
like,
when I was growing up. Man. You see them everywhere.
Or like,
all the time.
Back in the days, you had to actually watch where you're stepping. I was just see one.
That's just one aspect, right? Because you got, you know, the bees are in decline, you know, different things that are important for the ecosystem are in decline. And then they got to create, they got to farm them or breed them or whatever so that they could come back, you know? So this man is destroying everything, you know?
even butterflies are rarely see butterflies.
Yeah, butterflies. I noticed that.
Oh, that shit's weird. That's it? Okay.
This is the book of Jeremiah 9 and verse, I'm going to start off verse 20. It says, yet hear the word of the Lord, O you women, and let your ear receive the word of his mouth, and teach your daughters wailing, and every one her neighbor lamentation. For death is come up into her windows, and is entered into her palaces, to cut off children from without, and the young man from the
I'm going to
streets.
start sending Eve to go talk to Zabat. Give it Zabat, he'll deal with you. He'll teach you. Go ahead.
I don't want to deal with them. I already can tell you. They're not
Why is the back? Why?
Maybe I'm West. Maybe I'm West.
Send them to a bus.
You too, bro. You too. 2 by 2, 2 by 2. But go ahead and pass.
Goes from captivity to captivity. Goes to the sword.
Send me the Edomites.
Yeah, it says, verse 21, for
They're
death,
there because they like brothers how they love you.
Consciousness of goodness.
Huh? That's just funny. Yeah, I was kind of teaching lackadaisical, you know?
because I saw they had a council before they came.
Oh, yeah?
Council.
That's what it's all about. That's not it's truth is for really for the men. Scripture say that, you know, my pastor is men. So I told that one demon dreadlocks. No, it's for the men. You're talking about Which that was the car's fault. The car flipping stop the suitcase. Stop. What's going on here? I'm looking for the bus. I'm looking for the fire truck. You know, and all that did was allow the bubble. You know, the BB to bubble out.
When she was saying Batty Boy, she was looking straight at me.
It was up for her to be marked, you know?
Yeah.
boy, because she liked you.
No, no.
That would make you feel better. Go ahead, man. Go ahead.
It says,
It's all the will of the Most High. Go ahead.
it says, Jeremiah 9 and verse 21, it says, for death has come up into her windows and entered into her palaces.
Oh, man.
To cut off children from without and the young men from the streets. It says, speak, thus said the Lord, even the carcasses of men shall fall as dung upon the open field,
Yeah.
and as the handful after the harvestman, and none shall gather them.
Yeah, so it's going to be a lot of death, right? More than what people have ever seen, man. You know? These people are not, they don't know about death, man. You know, they ain't living in one of them countries where it's constantly gunshots and bombs going off. They don't know about death in these first world countries. They're going to see it, though. They're going to feel it. Matter of fact, get me on 2nd Ezra, about the 31st verse, 32nd verse. You know, the young men shall die in the
yeah, 60.
war and all that. Okay, Shaquat knows where I wanted that. Right? So that's what's coming, man. That's going to be a regular thing, right? In these first world countries, man. Okay? And they're not going to understand that this is going to be the will of the Most High. See, they're going to be mad. How could God allow this and that? Hey, that's all part of His judgment, man. You know? For what? The wickedness of the people, man. See what I'm saying? Go ahead.
This is 2nd Ezra.
What was it? Read the sign right here. Hebrew Israelites. Go ahead. What you got, bro? Bring it on now.
2nd Ezra 16 and verse 21. It says, behold, victuals shall be so good cheap upon earth that they shall think themselves to be in good case. And even then shall evils grow upon earth, sword, famine, and great confusion. For many of them that dwell upon earth shall perish of famine, and the other that escape the hunger shall the sword destroy.
That's it. So yeah, hey, if you escape the famine, if you escape the famine, right, but you're gonna be here, and the sword is gonna kill you. Okay, meaning different weaponry. You know, someone's gonna attack you, whatever the case may be. Right? So that's the times we're coming into. Scripture even speak about don't go into the city. You know, it says if you go to the city, it's gonna be pestilence. Get that, man. All right, so that's how it's gonna be. The city's gonna be the worst place to be when things hit the fan. Okay, the better place to be, would be the outskirts. Right. But you're not going to be fully safe there either.
No.
Go ahead.
If I may, they showed you that in the series Walking Dead.
Yeah.
The city, that was the worst place to be. Because that was the most populated place. You know, so by default, that's where the most danger is. So the best bet was to get out of the city, try to, find your way out and try to live that way.
Right.
Yeah, but everybody's going to think the same way.
Huh?
Everybody's going to think this.
They don't know what the fuck is going on.
In the outskirts, what's going to happen, because nobody's going to be safe, okay? In the outskirts, they're going to be killing each other.
Yeah, there's people going to die, but everyone ain't going to be thinking like most people are going to stay their ass wherever they're at. Right. Go ahead.
It's going to be hard to come outside too.
Yeah. You know, they don't even know where the Signal Hawks River is.
Without a GPS,
Go ahead.
Most people don't even go home without the GPS.
Right.
You know, they do the same routine every day, but yet they come home without the GPS.
Their phone shuts down.
Yeah.
I'm lost. How am I going to get home? Go ahead.
Verse 23.
Yeah.
And the dead shall be cast out as dung, and there shall be no man to comfort them.
Yeah.
For the earth shall be wasted, and the cities shall be cast down.
That's right. You know, you're going to see these different, like the city's not going to be maintained.
Yeah.
You know, because you have right now, you have city workers that maintain the city, clean the sidewalks, and cultivate the gardens and the grass and all that, trim them, right? So, but now everything's gonna be overgrown, everything's gonna be dirty, everything's gonna be messed up. Because what? All these windows are gonna be broken, people looking for things, right? So that's what's coming, man. All right. So it's gonna be a complete switch around, man. It's gonna be complete chaos, man. All right. And we're gonna have fun here in Montreal. Montreal's gonna be through the spirit of power, y'all by y'all shop for fun. Go ahead, brother. I got it.
I see that 4-in-1.
Hold your I just said something in the spirit. It wasn't the
Spirit. All of a sudden, all the precepts are coming out.
You guys can go to Ottawa if you want. Where the abundance is at. Go ahead.
Let's hit it, Jimmy.
More for me. You can deal with the Djiboutis. Go ahead, bro.
It says here, this is Ezekiel 7:15. The sword is without. It says the sword is without, and the pestilence and the famine within. He that is in the field shall die with the sword, and he that is in the city, famine and pestilence shall devour him.
Right. So if you're in the city, man, it's going to be bad. Famine and pestilence, man. And famine is the worst way to go. Right? Scriptures say that it's better to perish with the sword than to perish with famine. Right? Because people pine away. Get me that. You pine away. You die. It's a slow, painful death. If the Most High allows you to die of famine, he really does. He has a hatred towards you. He has a strong dislike towards you. Okay? Go ahead. Because you don't make no one die from the famine that you don't have a serious hatred against. Go ahead.
This is Lamentation 4.
Because none of the men of the Lord died from famine. That's right. None of the men of the Lord will ever die from famine. The scriptures say that. Matter of fact, get me that. Get me that where it says, I've never seen them forsaken. So go ahead.
This is Lamentations 4 and verse 9. They that be slain with the sword are better than they that be slain with hunger.
Right, so it's better to get shot to death and stabbed than to die from hunger. Go ahead.
For these pine away, shrinking through,
Yep.
for want of the fruits of the field.
And people are going to die from that in the first world countries, in Canada, America. There's going to be people that they're going to starve to death. The food is going to stop coming in.
That's right.
You're not going to be able to access the food eventually.
That's right.
Why? Because that's what the Lord prescribed for this place.
That's right.
Judgment, man.
That's right. Evil arrows of famine.
The evil arrows of famine. That's coming, man. That's part of the Lord's judgments against you people, man. Okay?
Yeah, and that famine too is gonna, be synonymous. It's gonna add to the pestilences too, right? Because the more bodies that fall in the streets and the people don't have time to bury them, what? It's gonna decompose in the open air, and it's gonna, bring forth toxins. That's not good for you to breathe in.
And on top of that, people are going to be eating the bodies. Right?
Yeah.
So what kind of toxins are they going to be getting from that? Right? See, they don't understand how bad it's going to get, man. They think this is just the movies. No, it's not going to be no movie. It's going to be real life.
That's right. That's right.
Coming real soon. Coming to a city near you. All right? Thus saith the Lord, man.
Right.
Go ahead.
No, that's it.
My son, that go ahead, bro.
Come in the book of Amos 5 and I started at 18. Woe unto you that desire the day of the Lord. To what end is this?
Hey, this kingdom was built up wickedly, bitterly.
That's
So
right.
it has to go out bitterly.
That's right. That's right.
How did they build this place? Through wickedness, through evil, man.
That's right. That's right.
Okay?
That's right.
Through robbery, treachery.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
All unrighteous dealings. Give me that. Through unrighteous dealings, the kingdom is translated, man. Hey, brothers should be enthusiastic to work, man.
That's right.
Right? Listen, we're in the time of the end, man. Brothers should be enthusiastic to do this work.
That's right.
Okay? Got no time for no lackadaisical shit right now. Right now, we should be hyped up, man. Go ahead, man.
Come on. In the book of Amos 5 and 18.
Yeah.
Woe unto you that desire the day of the Lord.
Yeah.
To what end is it for you?
Right.
The day of the Lord is darkness and not light.
The day of the Lord is darkness and not light. That's what's coming, man. I don't know why they think the day of the Lord. First of all, they think they're gonna see some pale white guy in sky. That's fairy tales, man.
That's right.
The Lord is a so-called black man, man.
That's right.
And he's angry. All right, so he's coming back with anger, man. He's not coming back happy, okay? He's coming back angry to what? To execute vengeance, man.
That's right. That's right.
Go ahead, man.
As if a man did flee from a lion and a bear met him,
Uh-huh.
or went into the house and leaned his hand on the wall and a serpent bit him.
Uh-huh.
Shall not the day of the Lord be darkness and not light,
Right.
even very dark and no brightness in it?
Right. There's not gonna be any glimmer of hope, in that time, man.
Right.
You're gonna be looking for some hope or something good to happen, and only evil is gonna come.
That's right. That's right.
That's right.
You see? You're gonna be looking for something good to happen, man. And behold, more evil, man.
That's right. That's right.
You see what I'm saying? That's what's coming, man. Right? So now, certain things may go your way from time to time, but hey, that time is nothing gonna go your way. Okay? Okay, go ahead.
This is Ecclesiasticus 10 and verse 8. It says, because of unrighteous dealings, injuries, and riches gotten by deceit, the kingdom is translated from one people to another.
Right, injuries and what? Read that again.
Yeah, it says because of unrighteous dealings.
And that's how Esau got everything that he has. It's an unrighteous dealing. He didn't do anything righteous. He didn't do anything just straight up. Because as soon as someone didn't benefit him, he got rid of them. Right? Or he snaked them. That's how they operate. What are they doing right now? Why is there so much third world countries? Is it because those people are just stupid and don't know how to use their natural resources? No, because they have something called economic hitmen, man. See, this is something they don't teach you about, man. Alright? What is the job of an economic hitman? Well, you can listen to John Perkins, he explains it. Alright? The economic hitman goes to these different countries and forces them to take loans, man. Alright? And loans with interest that they can't pay back. Right? And if they don't want to take it, if that leader doesn't want them to take it, all of a sudden his plane goes down. All of a sudden he dies of someone kills him, See? And he explains that. He explains how the jackals come in after if they don't want to accept it. So what's that? That's wickedness. That's unrighteous dealings, man. So what do? That's economic suicide for those countries. That's why you got so much third world countries out there. See, that's not why they're not explaining that to you. Right? So when Esau tells you it's just like that. No. It's like that for a reason. There's a root cause of it. Right? And you're the root cause, the devil. Esau eat him, man. All right? Go ahead, bro.
It says,
read that again from the top.
Ecclesiasticus 10 and verse 8, because of unrighteous dealings, injuries, and riches gotten by deceit.
And that's injurious, man. Okay? For you to do that to a nation, that causes injury. Okay? And that's also riches got by deceit, because you come to find out those loans don't even go to the people, right? So when they send those so-called loans and aid, that doesn't go to the people in the country. It actually goes to their corporations inside of the country. Right? But that's not the devil for you, man. I mean, God damn. But then the people have to pay it back. All right? So this man has the people in a complete system of debt and destruction, man. And then he's gonna act, I don't know why it's like that. You know? Maybe it has to do with IQ. This man is the devil, man. Okay?
That's right.
All right? Go ahead, man. It says, so how come Matt Walsh didn't bring that up, man? All right? So these guys are a bunch of liars, man. All right? Let me get Habakkuk, man. Habakkuk, second chapter. Go ahead, bro.
It says the kingdom is translated from one people to another.
Right, so since you did all these things, the kingdom is going to be stranded. And that's just today. That's just modern day stuff. We're not even dealing with stuff we did, from the inception of this place. 50 years ago, 60. We're not even dealing with that. We're dealing with right now.
Yeah.
Okay? So the kingdom has to be translated, man. You've done too much. The scriptures say that his wickedness has gone up to the heavens, man. What you mean, man? His wickedness is beyond unimaginable, man. Okay? Go ahead, bro. Listen on that? Okay. Go ahead, Shakar.
Habakkuk 2 and verse 4, behold, his soul which is lifted up is not upright in him, but the just shall live by his faith.
Right, whose soul is not upright in him. This is speaking about a particular nation of people, man. It's speaking about the Edomites, first and foremost. Go ahead.
Yea, also, because he trusts...
So they can't do right. That's what we're trying to explain. They can't do right. If you try, maybe we could convert the elites to not destroy the earth and not destroy the people, rather, that would never work. Oh, you guys are already rich. It would never, because it's in them to be like this.
Right.
The Most High made them like this. You can't convert them. You know what I'm saying? You can only convert someone that is, in their spirit has righteousness in them.
Right.
You can't convert someone there's no righteousness in them. Because when the scriptures speak about, the word educate means to draw out from within. They don't have righteousness in them. How are you going to draw it out?
That's what the scripture says, that which is crooked, just thinking about that, cannot be made straight, man. You can make straight that which is crooked, man.
They were made to be crooked. They were made to be wicked. Oh, well, that's where you get the word crooks from. A criminal. Right? So these Edomites are the original criminals. All right? Go ahead.
It says, ye also, because he transgressed by wine.
Well, what I'm mentioning to you with the economic hitman, that's a crime. That's a crime against humanity.
That's right.
That's complete wickedness, man. What you mean? Go ahead.
Ye also, because he transgressed by wine,
Yep.
he is a proud man.
Yep.
Neither keepeth at home, who enlargeth his desire as hell.
Right. That's why he goes to these different lands. Right? Well, how did he get this land? How did he get Canada? How did he get America? How did he get Australia? Because he didn't keep at home, as the scriptures say, man. All right. See, the scriptures is, hey, man. This is that how do you say it? That ace in the hole, so to speak, against Esau. Man.
Yeah.
Esau can't do nothing against these scriptures, man.
Right.
The scriptures describe him perfectly, man. You know? Go ahead.
It says, who enlargeth his desire as hell,
Yeah.
and is as death,
Yeah.
and cannot be satisfied, but gathereth unto him all nations, and heapeth unto him all people.
Right.
Shall not all these take up a parable against him? And a taunting.
And said he cannot be satisfied because he can't stop taking, man. Right. Yo, the reason they have in Haiti, they're still sucking Haiti dry right now, bro. America's in there. Ishmael. No, I'm dealing with Esau, bro. France has been sucking the continent of Africa dry. Okay? Even to the point you have other Edomites cursing about it, man. All right? But they're not the only ones. All of them Edomites be sucking these nations dry, man. All right? And not allowing them to benefit from their own natural resources, man. That's why the scripture says he cannot be satisfied, because they already got the earth. Right? Why do they need to constantly destroy and suck dry, man? You know what I'm saying? Because that's in them to be like that, man. All right? So if you want to ask why these nations can't develop, well, they can't develop because you're taking all the money, the resources that will cause them to be able to develop. You ever think about that? Huh? You ever think about that? No, but these devils don't bring that up. They'll only tell you half the story, man. Why? Because it's convenient for their image. But we don't care about their image. We're here to cast down their image, man.
That's right.
Okay, we're here to come through with the full truth, man. The full spectrum. You dig? Go ahead, man.
Verse 6, shall not all these take up a parable against him, and a taunting proverb against him, and say, woe to him that increaseth that which is not his.
Woe to him that increaseth that which is not his. Meaning he's taking resources from other countries that's not his. This is what this Esau has been doing from the beginning.
That's right.
Okay? That's why John Perkins, he explained what his role was as an economic hitman, man. Go look up John Perkins, man. Don't believe me, go read up on John Perkins, man. He breaks it down, man. Because the scripture said their own tongue
Shall fall upon themselves.
He's prophecy, man. You know what I'm saying? He's prophecy too. Okay? He's doing what the Lord said they would do, man. You understand what I'm saying? So at the end of the day, that's what it is, man. They're constantly destroying and sucking. They're a cancer in the earth, man. All right? Go ahead, man.
Woe to him that increaseth that which is not his. How long? And to him that ladeth himself with thick clay.
How long? And to him that ladeth himself with thick clay. Now you look at that word clay in the Hebrew. It's batyan, which means debt. You know? Excessive debt. Right? And that's what that's about. That's what the economic hitmen are about. They're about putting nations in debt. So what? They can take the natural resources as collateral, right? That's how the devil gets down, right? And it's the same game. You know, he always does the same thing. There's nothing new, right? It's the same playbook. Okay? Go ahead. Or he'll demonize a particular leader and say, oh no, they're oppressing their people. And,
right.
We need to go in there, for liberty and the democracy and and then all of a sudden it becomes a graveyard. You think what I'm saying?
Right.
And they're taking out the natural resources. So this is how this man gets down. This is how he is. Go ahead.
It says, shall they not rise up suddenly that shall bite thee, and awake that shall vex thee, and thou shalt be for booties unto them, because thou hast spoiled many nations,
right,
all the remnant of the people shall spoil thee.
Because thou hast spoiled many nations, man. So the Lord is seeing how you spoiled all these nations. Right? It's not one nation Esau spoiled. Listen, anywhere there's found natural resources, if the nation is not militarily strong enough, they'll go and take it. Yep. That's just how it goes. They're not going to do that to Russia. They're not going to do it to China necessarily. You understand what I'm saying? Because they got a strong military. Because what he does is he preys on the weak. That's how the so-called white man gets down. He preys on someone who's vulnerable and weak. Okay? He's not going to go and pick a fight with Russia. He's not going to go pick a fight with China. Right? But if they were to get weak, the same thing would happen to them. See? And by the way, when you take someone's natural resources and you start benefiting from the money, you're weakening their military. Get me that? The hammer of the earth? You're weakening their military, because what do you need to fund the military? Money. You need a natural resource to even build up to get there. Okay? That's why you look at Jake countries, they don't even have no reputable military, right? All right? Tell me who's scared of the Jamaican army, right? Go ahead.
Because of man's blood and for the violence of the land, of the city, and of all that dwell therein.
Right. That's it. Right? All that dwell therein, right? You see what I'm saying? And, oh, by the way, you need a military to defend yourself too.
Right, yeah.
From people that are take your natural resources. Okay? So all these things, man, all these things, hey man, that's all wickedness, man. You know, when you go back to like the Persians ruling, you know, the Medes, you know, even us, the Israelites ruling, you know, you would ask for tribute. Say, okay, give me a piece of tribute. You're not gonna go and take all this gold that I'm taking over, all this whole gold mining area. This is mine. I own this, you know. I own all this, you know, this silver. You know, I own all the timber here. I own all the, you know what I mean, the cobalt. Everything. What's going on here? What's going on here? You can't sustain a kingdom like that. It's never going to work. Why? Because people are going to end up rising up against you, man. Hey, man, you can only oppress people so long like that, man. You know? That's what, bro.
The book of John 10:10. The thief cometh not before to steal and to kill and to destroy.
Yeah, so Esau's the thief. Read that again, man. He's the thief, man.
John 10:10.
But then he'll call you a thief. You know? Jake steal a PlayStation 4. Hey, you got a thief. You're stealing, you're sucking people dry natural resources, trillions of dollars every single year. What's going on with you? Go ahead, man.
The thief cometh not but for to steal and to kill and to destroy.
Right, the thief cometh not for what? To steal, to kill, and to destroy. That's the MO of Esau Edom, man. All right? Go ahead.
I am come that they might have life and that they might have it more abundant.
Right, but Yahweh Shai is going to set everything right. So he's going to take these devils down and set up a righteous rulership. Okay? See, that's what's coming. See? All right? And Esau's not going to be able to do anything after that. Right? The hammer of the earth, man. Matter of fact, get some else.
I'm happy you said, yeah, I wish I'm going to straighten everything up, because right now, Ibrahim, the president, think he's going to do it by himself. You know what I mean? It's a good effort, but nah, man. See, I wish I was going to do it.
You know, good area. Esau could take him out of there. That's the Burkina Faso?
Yeah.
But he's seeking help from Esau, no? Russia.
You know what, yeah,
that's like I said, I already said, I already knew the only way he'll survive is if Russia mine. I don't know what this guy, I don't know what these people, what Jake think this is. He thinks it's a game, man. Esau's the murderer, man. He thinks it's a game, bro.
That's right, that's
Esau,
right.
If you come upon Esau's real, what's this on my radar? Huh? Why is this not taken care of? Okay? All of a sudden he had a heart attack. There's no traces, man.
Talk about the president?
Esau, he has a heart attack gun. He's not doing what he wants to do, man. He sent a drone in there to blow him. And then it'll go back to him and he'll say, and then he'll forget about it the next month. He'll forget that it even happened the next month. Right? They're just banking on, okay, well, there's a little bit of time. They're cursing us out now, but they're going to get over it eventually. Right. And get back to work. Esau do what he wants to do. Man. That's Cain, man. Hey, what did Lamech say? Man?
Yeah.
Lamech was rapping about, he was making a song about murder. Man.
That's right.
Okay? So yeah, he did. I killed him, man. You know? To my wound. He was trying to hurt me. He was trying to hurt me. I had to. And if Cain is gonna be avenged 7 times, I'm gonna be avenged 7 times 7. Go ahead.
It says, Jeremiah 50 and verse 23, how is the hammer of the whole earth cut asunder and broken? How has Babylon become a desolation among the nations?
He's become a desolation. They're about to become, Babylon is about to become a desolation because it was what? The hammer of the earth. All right? Down in the weakest of nations. Yep. I need that one. But that's that hammer. That's that constant smashing of the nations. Continual stroke. Continual stroke. No, the stroke. Oh, right. The scripture says continual. He said he didn't stop. He didn't stop with the strokes. Even after you got everything, he's still hammering these nations. So you think there's going to be peace under this devil? It's not, because he was not created for peace. The scriptures say that he was here to what? To take peace from the earth. He was here to put peace in the earth. He was here to take peace from the earth, man. Go ahead, man.
This is Isaiah 14 and verse 4, that thou shalt take up this proverb against the king of Babylon and say, how had the oppressor ceased?
How had the oppressor ceased? This man is the oppressor, man. Esau is the oppressor. What you mean, man? Go ahead. He said, how has the oppressor ceased? Go ahead.
The golden city ceased.
Yeah.
The Lord had
started with America. Go ahead.
The Lord Yahweh had broken the staff of the wicked.
Woo! So he's gonna break the staff of the wicked, man. All right. Meaning he's gonna break their rulership.
Right.
Right. Starting with who? Yahweh Shai, our Lord, man. Right. All right. Go ahead.
And the scepter of the rulers.
Yep.
He who smote the people in wrath with the continual stroke.
Right. That's them economic hitmen. That's them sending them armies to, making up reasons, to demonize a leader or whatever. You know how they get down. Yeah. Okay. Go ahead.
He that ruled the nations in anger is persecuted and none hindered. The whole earth is at rest and is quiet.
So that's when the earth is going to be at rest. So if you wanting this man to continue with his rulership, wanting this kingdom to continue like this, you don't want the earth to rest.
Right. That's right.
Okay, you're against the earth.
Right. Yeah.
All right, and the creation.
Right.
All right, go ahead.
The whole earth is at rest and is quiet. They break forth into singing,
and everyone's going to be singing when this man goes down. Right. See, because they're going to realize, wait a minute, he was the problem.
Yeah.
See, they try to paint Jacob. They try to paint us as the problem. They try to paint Jacob as the problem. See, that's their gaslighting, man. All right, but the Lord is revealing the truth, man.
That's right. That's right.
Okay, that you're the problem. That's right.
Yea, the first, verse 8. Yea, the fir trees rejoice at thee, and the cedars of Lebanon, saying, since thou art laid down, no feller is come up against us.
Yeah, so them nations, hey man, listen man, the nations gonna have to be in servitude, but when it's time for them to have their own land and all that and just be in their place after that time period, we're not gonna be over there harassing them. Okay, they're gonna be doing what they do. Do what you do. All right? Work within your blessings.
Right.
Work within your blessings. Benefit yourself. Benefit the earth. That's what our rulership is gonna be about.
Right.
Okay, you Edomites. Okay, you're gonna learn about the Elamites. Edomites will be done away with. Elamites. Don't get it. I thought the Edomites were done. They're gonna be done away with. We're talking about Elamites. Okay, they're gonna have to deal with your spices, deal with your deal with your food and whatever else, whatever the benefits that we find out that the Lord has given to you. Okay? And flourish in that. You Ishmaelites, you flourish in whatever you flourish in. Go ahead.
Revelation 12, Revelation 11, verse 18, and the nations were angry, and thy wrath is come, and the time of the dead that they should be judged. And that thou shouldest give reward unto thy servants, the prophets, and to the saints, and them that fear thy name, small and great.
This nigga's still jumping around, man.
And
So
shouldest
Christians, Christianity is dead, man. They're still jumping around, man. It's like it. Go ahead, go ahead.
and shouldest destroy them.
What's that edification in? Destroy the earth. Go ahead, man.
It says, and shouldest destroy them which destroy the earth.
Should have destroyed them, which destroyed the earth. Okay? So who has destroyed the earth? Who's responsible for the destruction of the earth, man? Huh? Who's ruling the earth? That's who's responsible, man. That's right. All right? So the Lord said, hey, you have to destroy them which destroy the earth, man. So that's what the Lord is going to do, man. All right? And set up a righteous rulership, man. All right? That's right. What you got, bro?
Okay, this is the book of Micah, chapter 2 and verse 1. Woe to them that...
See, because everything that Esau does and it's so destructive is that it's all about profit, and he's not even thinking about the consequences of it.
Yeah.
Right? The reason why the earth is polluted is because, you know, they want to make their money with their chemicals, and they, you know, and they're not, to the point they're not even disposing the chemicals correctly. Just put it in the ocean. There's all kind of stuff these devils do that destroy the planet Earth, you know, on a high level. Or you could go into the DuPont family and what they were doing with the Teflon, and how they were dumping that chemicals in the water, and they say that the whole planet it has a bit of that toxin in their blood. The whole planet from these devils, man. So these devils is poisoning the whole earth, and they don't spend one day in jail. Literally poisoning the whole earth. They don't spend one day in jail. They really should be put to death, but they don't spend one day in jail. You could go what was that documentary again? There was a documentary on that. It was called Teflon. It was also a movie on them. It was a movie on them too. Hey man, hey, Esau has a lot of wickedness he has to pay for, man. See, but then some Jake in the hood, some nigga in the hood, that's the problem.
Dark waters.
The only thing, dark waters. There we go. The only thing that he's destroying is his own neighborhood. Okay, that's the only thing he's destroying. Yeah. He ain't destroying the earth. You're destroying the planet.
It's not like Esau doesn't know what he's doing. He knows exactly. His advisors were actually warning him and saying, you know, this is toxic for the people. Let's not do it. I don't care. You know, and just do it. Hey, it's going to bring in more money. Just do it.
It's all about profit.
Just
do it. Just do it. It's all about. And he doesn't even think about the consequences. See, but then he'll cry. That Esau will cry for the judgment that comes from the Cain will cry.
Yeah.
You know. Right. But you didn't think about that when you did it. Yeah. Right. You know. He didn't count the cost. He didn't analyze, man. Oh, he didn't think of the end. He wasn't the latter. He didn't think of the latter end of it. That's how Esau operates. Instant. You know. Man, it's crazy, bro. Wait, you got something?
Yeah. This is the book of Job 17 and verse 4. For thou hast hid their heart from understanding, therefore shalt thou not exalt them.
Yeah, that's right. That's right. They don't have the true wisdom and knowledge and understanding. They're really not intelligent, right? Because when you go into intelligent, it speaks about to choose between. So it really has to do with judgment. Right? To do the things that they're doing and destroying the earth is not correct judgment.
Yeah, that's right. That's right.
You know, it makes absolutely no sense.
That's right.
That was it on that?
This is the book of Micah, chapter 2, verse 1. Woe to them that devise iniquity and work evil upon their beds. When the morning is light, they practice it because it is in the power of their hand.
That's right. That's right. That's right. It's in the power of their hand to do so, man. So they're only doing it because they can do it.
Yeah, that's right.
Right? But as the Native Americans said, they said the white man, he holds nothing sacred. Meaning that he'll do anything as long as it comes down to profit. It's all about profit. Right? It's not about morality. It's not about, you know, the consequences. It's about profit. Go ahead.
And they covet fields and take them by violence, houses and take them away.
Well, that's why anyone that comes, like, there's plenty of people who came up with cars that could drive off of without gas, and could drive off of water, or, you know, that doesn't pollute the earth at all. Oh, but then Esau talking about zero. We want zero emission. That's why you can't listen to anything this devil says at all. At all, man. We want zero emission, zero footprint. But there was plenty of guys that came up with cars that could run off of water. And then they died. Because what is committed to the prophets? So this man don't give a damn about life at all. Oh, he is as death. He is as death. But, and they covet fields and take them by violence, and houses and take them away. So they oppress a man and his house, even a man and his heritage. Even a man and his heritage. Alright? So hey man, so they go to a man's house and tell him you can't do this and can't do that. Yeah. Oh, the Panama Canal, that's ours. Oh man. Hey, but that's the pride of Esau. Let Esau continue, man. Because the scriptures say what? That pride goes before a fall, man. Before destruction. So his destruction is what? That's right. Okay. What you got, Spark? That's something.
Proverbs 29 and 2. When the righteous are in authority, the people rejoice. But when the wicked bear rule, the people mourn.
Right. When the righteous are in authority, the people rejoice. The people are not rejoicing right now. Okay? They're in a state of struggling, depression. Alright? Because of the system. Because of Esau's system that he has set up. And it's only getting worse. It's not getting better. Right? And trust me, you ain't seen nothing yet. Right? But when are the people going to rejoice? When Yahweh shines in power. That's right. You know? That's it.
This is Isaiah 47 and verse 10. For thou hast trusted in thy wickedness, thou hast said, none seeth me. Thy wisdom and thy knowledge, it hath perverted thee. And thou hast said in thine heart, I am, and thou hast beside me. Therefore shall evil come upon thee, thou shalt not know from whence it riseth. And mischief shall fall upon thee, thou shalt not be able to put it off. And desolation shall come upon thee suddenly, which thou shalt not know.
So the Lord's going to make it overwhelming for them. You know, even though they seem like they're going forward with an enterprise, He's going to make it overwhelming. That's right. That's right. Oh man, things are going to be happening that He didn't plan for. Yeah. You know? Yeah.
That was a part of the plan.
Yeah, open the bunkers. Open the bunkers. We're coming. No, you see, you know, the Edomites always calm, like Jacob Rothschild, he was always calm. Yes, and I believe you. Yes, and I. Open the bunkers! No! Have you executed them? You understand what I'm saying? They're gonna be all frantic. You know? You know?
Go ahead, that's it. Jeremiah 51 and 24. And I will render unto Babylon and to all the inhabitants of Chaldea all their evil that they have done in Zion in your sight, said the Lord Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai. Behold, I am against thee, O destroying mountain, said the Lord.
So he's against Babylon. He's against America, man. Which Babylon is America, by the way. That's right. All right? He's against America, man. All right? That's that destroying mountain. That destroying rulership. Go ahead. Go ahead.
Said the Lord Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai, which destroyeth all the earth. And I will stretch out mine hand upon thee, and roll thee down from the rocks, and make thee a burnt mountain.
Right. What is he going to burn you with that nuclear fire? That's right. World War III. All right? Because World War III is going to come. All right? And it will be a nuclear war. It will lead to a nuclear war. All right? See? And and America's going to be destroyed in that. All right? See what I'm saying? That's the judgment of Babylon. Okay? Go ahead. So, and the land of Israel is going to be destroyed. But it's going to be built back up by the Israelites. Alright? Because they're going to be the ones to lead America into World War III. Okay? According to the prophecy. Matter of fact, get that real quick. Get Jeremiah 49. All right?
Jeremiah 49, and verse 20. Yep, it says, therefore hear the counsel of the Lord Yahweh that he hath taken against Edom, and his purposes that he hath purposed against the inhabitants of Teman.
Right, so this is dealing with the Edomites. All right? Go ahead.
Surely the least of the flock shall draw them out.
Surely the least of the flock shall draw them out. Who's the least of the Edomites? The Amalekites, man. Okay? That state. All right? That state of Israel. That's who's going to draw them into World War III. Go ahead.
Surely the least of the flock shall draw them out. Surely he shall make their inhabitants, or he shall make their habitations desolate with them.
Right, meaning what? What is it? What's going to make it desolate? The nuclear missiles. Right? They're going to lead them into World War III, and both of their habitations are going to be desolate. That's what's going to happen. And we've been told you that's going to happen, man. All right? Years and years ago, man, before there was any signs of it. You know, starting with our apostles and elders. Man. But now you see the signs. Oh no, that's not going to. It will happen. It will happen, man. Thus saith the Lord, man. Thus saith Yahweh Mahashem, Yahweh Shai. Man. All right? You've been warned. Go ahead.
That was it. Okay, what? You got something, bro? Yeah, this is the book of Isaiah 95. For every battle of the warrior is with confused noise and garments rolled in blood, but this shall be with burning and fuel of fire.
Right, so this war is going to be different. This war is going to be with what? With burning and fuel of fire, man. All right? Those nuclear missiles, man. All right? So hey, it's as simple as that, man. You can even get Isaiah 34, man. Okay, go ahead.
It's the book of Joel. The book of Joel chapter 3 and verse 19. Egypt shall be a desolation, and Edom shall be a desolate wilderness, for the violence against the children of Judah, because they have shed innocent blood in their land.
That's it. That's it. All right? So at the end of the day, hey, there's going to be a great judgment. Read it again.
Joel 3 and 19. Egypt shall be a desolation, and Edom.
You know, Egypt and Edom, that represents a miracle. Okay, it's going to be desolate, it's going to be completely destroyed. Go ahead.
Shall be a desolate wilderness, for the violence against the children of Judah, because they have shed innocent blood in their land.
That's it. Right? So all the wickedness that was going on in the bloodshed that happened in America, that's going to have to be answered for. Okay? Well, that's it on that. And it mentioned Judah, right? Which who's Judah? The so-called African Americans, right? Okay?
This is Isaiah 34 and 5. Yeah. For my sword shall be bathed in heaven. Yeah. Behold, it shall come down upon Idumea and upon the people of my curse to judgment. For the sword of the Lord is filled with blood.
When did this happen, Vocab? That show you that Idumea is still here, man. The Edomites are still here, man. Okay? Go ahead.
The sword of the Lord is filled with blood. It is made fat with fatness, and with the blood of lambs and goats, and with the kidneys of rams. For the Lord has a sacrifice in Basra, and a great slaughter in the land of Idumea.
All of this is going into the destruction of America, the nuclear destruction of America, man. Right, which is prophesied in the scriptures. Okay? And that's the reward for wickedness. You understand? And after that, guess what? We're the next rulers in America. Not China, not many of these other nations, right? But we're going to be the next rulers, man. The Israelites, starting with Yahweh Shai, man. All right? That's what you have to look forward to, man. And you other nations, you're going to have to serve us, man. Okay? That's how it goes, man. All right? And you're going to have to learn the right way. Right? Because all these heathen, they don't, the scriptures say the customs of the heathen are vain. They don't know the right way. Okay? But they're going to have to learn the right way. Don't be kissing no rock or nothing like that. Slap out. It's like, pop! Get your mouth out of that box. Get your hand out of that box. Alright? Get your head out of the box. No. Take them beads off. What are you doing, man?
You don't eat the calf and shit. No, it's not your father. You can't eat it.
mouse. We're gonna be at a mouse.
That's crazy. Yeah.
Yeah, you're not gonna be allowed to worship mouse and deities. Nah, there ain't gonna be no what you call it, religious freedom. All of that's gonna stop, huh?
Remember we said that they stopped the traffic for the cow to pass?
That's yeah.
You know? I don't remember. Okay. They stopped the whole. They stopped like we don't be like traffic. Everybody's trying to pass through there. As soon as the cow comes, they stop just for the cow to pass through.
What they gonna do? Run up and go over the cow?
No, it's, I know they're like but like is this because like with normal people they don't give them the freedom to pass. You know, you have to like.
Oh, okay.
You know what I mean? But if it's a cow, like no, if they stop,
everything
oh my
stops,
God,
okay.
you know?
They don't get out the car and pull off the boundaries. Well, anyways, none of that is gonna be allowed. You understand what I'm saying?
Showers and cow with the Dung River. That's fucking crazy.
These Hamites,
Yeah, cow
they'll
piss.
find you because they have their hair yellow because of the piss.
Are you?
And I see you when because the toxicity of the piss makes the hair turn yellow. And I see a Hamite walking the other day with the yellow hair. I wonder how he got it. Yellow.
It's not
He
leprosy.
has to dye, you know? We're in Canada. Yellow thing. That's right. You have to use the dye.
Going to the phone. Can I borrow this cow? Can I borrow this cow?
I just want this for 5-10 minutes. What you got, bro? Okay. Oh, I got it, bro. Okay, bring it on out.
Jeremiah 10 and 11. Thus shall ye say unto them, it says, the gods that have not made the heavens and the earth, even they shall perish from the earth and from under these heavens.
Yeah, we're gonna find all the idols, right? Destroy them. You know? That's how it's gonna go. Any idols that's hidden or someone's trying to hide it, you're gonna find that. It's gonna be a punishment, and that's that. Right? Not only that the time of idol worship, that's gonna come to an end because what the Lord is gonna do is gonna magnify His name. That's why we gotta constantly be pushing the name, so that when these things come to pass, hey, His name is magnified. That's right. You see what I'm saying? Now, how you gonna know who to magnify and give the credit to if you don't know the name? You're talking about some most high Christ bless you. You're not doing that nonsense. What you got, bro? That's it. Okay, that's something. That's a title. Okay, that's something. But
Isaiah 45 and 16. They shall be ashamed and also confounded, all them. They shall go to confusion together together that are makers of idols. But Israel shall be saved in the Lord, Yahweh Hashem Yahushai, with an everlasting salvation. And ye shall not be ashamed nor confounded, world without end.
right, world without end. That's right. That's what I'm saying. You'll never be confounded. World without end. Yahweh, hey, so that's what? That's going to be what? An everlasting kingdom. That's right. That's right. So Benjamin, I know from the words, always super fresh. Yesterday we had a whole video. Anyways, that's it on that? Yes, sir? Yes, sir?
Yeah, Daniel 7 and verse 18. But the saints of the Most High shall take the kingdom and possess the kingdom forever, even from
Like,
ever.
that's like they in the kingdom already. Right, but we don't possess the kingdom forever and ever and ever. You understand what I'm saying? So, Lord, this is edifying to the elect. All right, give all the praises, glory, and honor to
Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahushai, Bahashem, Rakakodash.
to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone. Salutations, much love and respect to you. I keep out there pushing this word out in truth and sincerity. Shemai, Yasha Allah, Yahweh, Elohim Noah, Yahweh, Echad, Shemai, Yasha Allah, Yahweh, Elohim Noah, Yahweh, Echad, Shemai, Yasha Allah, Yahweh, Elohim Noah, Yahweh, Echad, Abad Baba, Kwam Yasha Allah, Kwam Yasha Allah.